We've got our first icon promo team coming, and the first full team has already been leaked, and it's Monday. We'll talk about that. We got new patch notes as well to come out that looks, I don't know, interesting somewhat, but not really, honestly. We'll talk about that. We've got a new promo design leak as well to get into, and just more gameplay talk as well, because it's definitely so on the forefront of everybody's minds at the moment. I'll have his base hero upgrade for today's video, by the way. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, we will be opening this. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. And then also I want to say thank you for being here as always. Subscribe if you're new. The channel continues to grow, which I'm incredibly thankful for. And there was not much content today at all. We did get Puteas, so you might say, how can there be no content with Puteas? But she came out before 6 p.m. content time. And then for 6 p.m. content time, there was literally pretty much nothing apart from the 81 plus combo upgrade. And that sort of sparked a debate that I will talk about once we are done discussing Puteas. She's 14 squads, about 1.6 mil. And I mean, she's very, very good, of course. Now, keep in mind, she has a tradable version that is actually slightly better than this one. I think First Touch Plus is worse than Tiki Taka Plus slightly, and I'd say maybe even more than slightly for a midfielder specifically. So she's very good, but where are you gonna conjure up 1.6 million coins from? I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. Playmaker Plus Plus is good, but yeah, I'm not gonna try and get her done really, because I just don't think I'm gonna even be able to. And not much content today, and I think that this is going to be the issue with us wanting a slower power curve and EA wanting to slow it down maybe slightly as well, because by this time last year we had, I think, 3 icon SBCs, and right now we have 0. So if EA want to slow it down, we're gonna have to see more drip fed content, just less of it if they want to slow it down. So people are gonna start complaining about that though when we get less of it, because we've had so much of it over the last couple of years that once we get less of it, it feels like we're going backwards, right? And I actually do kind of agree with them in one sense, because I don't think you have to have content releasing all the time that increases the power curve at all. I think we can have things like game modes, right? Lots of different game modes that can come out to add content to the game in general, right? There's more things they can do than just like, oh, release player SBC, increase power curve, that equals content. It's like there's more they can do than that. At the same time, if you do want the power curve to be less, we're gonna probably just see in general less content, right? It's hard to judge that. I think that they should do a better job, and also we're gonna have to just expect a little bit less. So I know I'm fence sitting, but that's just how I feel about it. Also, L reporting from me, okay? There's no debate about this one. L reporting from me, I said yesterday that this was patched, where you could not just hop into a Trailblazers versus Team of the Week rush event and back out and have it count as a match played if you back out right when it starts. That still hasn't been patched fully yet, by the way. I got a YouTube comment like an hour ago saying I just did it and it just counted. So I don't know where I saw that it was patched, but it was not patched. And go and finish that right now if you guys still can. Yeah, before we even get into this promo team here, the Centurions icon team, we did get this like random moments SBC leak, which is Andy Robertson. So yeah, random SBC, I guess. Liverpool fans will be happy about this one, but expect that coming soon. And another leak that's not Centurions icons is Darmian versus Politano Showdown SBC, Inter and Napoli. I still think it's quite strange we don't see these weekly. I hope we start to see them weekly. You know, with Caicedo and Ugarte, we did actually see last weekend. So to me, this should be at least weekly that we see a Showdown SBC like this. And it doesn't even need to be the most hyped up game either, because it'd be cool to have, you know, random FUT legends be created from random clubs in Showdown cards. I feel like that creation of sort of like the FUT legend doesn't exist anymore, because we, you know, the promos nowadays are so just like the most popular cards you can think of almost in every single promo. It's rare you see a random card in there that they kind of juice out a little bit and make it good to then have that sort of legendary status later on in FIFA. I think the last one, I mean, the last weird random card that we saw have like a legendary status, I feel like might have been FIFA 23 Milinkovic Savage, right? That DM shapeshifters, but that's also a promo that they don't take that seriously much later on into the year. I wish we were able to see more of those like really unique cards on a year-to-year basis and not have them drop Darmian Politano, who we've seen, I mean, we've seen so many cards over the years from these two. I know I'm being nitpicky, but you guys know what I'm trying to say here. I wish we saw more variants. Then it was Centurions icon time, and we got the first card leaked, and it was Franck Ribéry. So it's a very, very good card. These are not the confirmed stats, but we know it's going to be. If you don't know what Centurions, like the theme of it is, it's supposed to be 100 appearances 100 caps for a certain nation, 100 goals, 100 something, right? That's kind of like the theme of it, 100 of something. And they can make anything up that they wanted to for 100 of whatever to get a card in the team. But Ribery's the first card in. Next up was David Beckham, added to come as the Centurions icon. That's a pretty interesting card there. If you remember from last year, Centurions icons were actually just upgrades on icons, basically. They weren't lesser versions. There weren't two of them. It was just strictly pretty much an upgrade of some kind. Last year, remember, we saw the Eusebio SBC, which was an insane SBC for that time of year. I don't think we'll see something similar to that this year. But yes, just going to be upgrades there. And let's keep going on. Next is Fody or Foudy. I still don't know how to say it. I'm American. I still don't know how to say it. Someone please help me in the comments. But she's coming in the promo team. And then we got Sol Campbell leaked as well. This was the last player before we got the full promo team leak. Let's go look at that next. And here is the full icon team. And it's very blurry. I don't know why. So I apologize for that. The picture quality is weird. Let me open it. Did that help? No, it did not help at all. But we saw these two. We got Van Nistelrooy in there, Nedved, Van der Sar, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Michael Laudrup is in there, Hernan Crespo, Zambrotta, and Juan Sebastian Veron is in there. Also on the bottom. The stats are not confirmed, luckily, because you can't see them. I don't know. I don't know who made this image, but the rumor is, though, one of these cards is going to be an SBC. If you look at FUT Police Leaks, he does say who's ready for the first icon SBC of the year. He puts the Centurions icon design there. I believe the rumor is that it's one of those cards so far has been leaked is going to be the first icon SBC. Not 100% confirmed. So it looks like more than likely we'll see an SBC from this selection or pool of players here, which honestly any of them could get one and I'd kind of be okay with it. As long as we see a bit of an upgrade on Laudrup or Van Nistelrooy, right? Or Crespo or Veron, right? I don't know. Tough to say, but we should see one SBC from this pool of players more than likely. And then we got this, which was interesting. A new card design was leaked and then we didn't know the name of it right away. So everyone's like, what? Is it Headliners? I mean, what could this possibly be? Man of the match possibly, or Headliners again there from somebody. But we did actually hear what it was. And FUT Scoreboard said the name of the card is going to be Trackstar's Hero. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Is it themed around pace? It might be. I'm not sure. Trackstar's Hero was an original promo, right? So we don't even know what to expect from that. But yeah, is that a pace? Is there something more obvious that I'm not thinking of there that revolves around track stars? I'm not thinking of, but I don't know. It feels like a pacey promo, right? And then we got the title update for patch notes. EA have not tweeted these out yet, but I guess they're already out and we know the patch notes. EA still have not tweeted since them saying that Rivals rewards have not been correctly put out yet. So we're still waiting on that, but there's not actually a ton to talk about here too much. We'll go and talk about the important stuff and I'll read through that. But okay, the 4 gameplay changes here. Updated AI attacking player logic when determining if a forward run should be made following a pass. So just I guess a general AI improvement, because when you think about, when they describe it to you as updating player logic when determining if a forward run should be made following a pass. How often do you pass the ball with somebody? I mean, you're making like 100+ passes a game. That's a lot of times when the AI player logic should be improved here, when you really think about it. Now, of course, the patches, some things seem fixed usually when they do patch something. Some things feel completely untouched. There just simply is no way, I think, to know if any update is good until the update actually comes out. I don't think there's literally any way at this point we can say any update's good until we actually see it in the game. But that should, in theory, really help attacking AI player logic. It should. But that's really one of the biggest things of this update. Let's keep going. AI defensive midfielders in the holding role can now position themselves further up the pitch. So I guess the holding midfielders can now go further up for some reason. Maybe they were playing too defensively for EA's liking. So I guess that's what they fixed rather than just like the auto drop back. But anyway, and last two, updated logic when slide tackling and then rush penalty shootout fix there. Let's go over the most important ones here. Substitutions do not always occur at the earliest possible opportunity. Thank God they fixed that finally. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. I don't think that was a bug. I feel like that was intentional. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but it does feel odd that that subs requested screen would ever pop up when that screen would never have popped up if the subs were the way it was before, because it would always have to be paused for you to make a sub. So therefore, if it was paused, you could make a sub. So subs requested wouldn't be needed as a sort of like little drop down thing that popped up. Instead, now it did pop up before. So I feel like that was intentional, but maybe I could be wrong. The second bullet point here seems like it could be an auto offside trap fix where it says the defensive line pushed up up too quickly in scenarios where the attacking team passes back to midfield from the final third. So kind of like maybe an auto offside trap thing. That's maybe my guess. If you want to read through all these, you can. The next one that was kind of important here was improved goalkeeper logic when considering in which area of the pitch to push the ball to when making a deflection save. So less deflections going straight to opponents would be my guess there. Addressed instances of the ball passing through players unintentionally. That could mean anything, I guess, but keep going here. We got improved referee logic in situations where a foul occurred near the edge of the box. Or goalkeeper help there. It looks like they buffed catching the ball. And then in some scenarios, the CPU AI's defenders did not mark the ball carrier appropriately. I don't know what that means, but we don't need extra marking. I promise we do not need extra marking. Ultimate Team random bug fixes, okay? This is basically what all of this is just random bug fixes, because there are so many of them that there's not really much to even like talk about specifically here. Maybe the player roles overlay. It said adjusted the timing of the player roles overlay during matches. You know, the player roles overlay that's just in your face constantly and you can't see anything. They adjusted the timing of that. I don't know what that means. Clubs fixes, a lot of clubs fixes. If you want to pause the video and look through their career mode, same thing, a lot of fixes there. Then we got general audio and visual. So the PC, if you're on the PC, you know that the mouse would oftentimes be on the screen. They said they patched that now, which is nice. And then more bug fixes down here, which is basically what this game has been since release. But yeah, that's that. I think what they're saving for here is the next gameplay update should be one of the bigger ones. I think in like 2, 3, 4 weeks, which we should see the winter update, right? As we gear up closer to the holiday season. So I think we're only going to see a few changes in this update like we saw for a reason, because we'll see a lot of changes coming up with the next update would be my guess. I could be dead wrong about that, but like I said, it's not actually that interesting. A lot of bug fixes, I guess, which are needed, but that should have, I'm not going to give you credit for fixing bugs that should have been not in the game since release. I won't do that. But if we do get, you know, better attacking AI player logic, then sure, that's a good change, but we have no way of knowing until we play the game. Let's talk about fodder here with the market, because hey, it's actually slightly going down, and that is nice to see, because my god, it has been at heights we've not seen before, really. 86s are finally kind of going down a little bit, 87s as well, 89s and 90s the same. So that's nice to see that. Even with Chaos coming out, it still went down a bit. 84s even trying to drop below 3k. Fodder is going to be a very good way to make coins this year. Very, very good. And judging by the fact that fodder has already reached these heights, usually the max point or price of fodder usually is reached in the middle of winter, post team of the year, usually sometime around there, future stars time, even when we kind of see like the peak of fodder prices on the market. If we're seeing these prices this early, it's going to go potentially higher later on. So what I actually would think is that 83s at 900 coins, if you can buy them, there might be a chance that 83s this year actually end up going up, which we didn't really see much last year. If you want a really easy investment that you don't have to do anything with, just buy every 83 in the game at 900 coins or 850 even on bid. There's a chance that those could rise up, and same with 84s. It'll be really easy when they get lower down here, like less than 2k. Those are always great investments, but the chances here that, you know, 83s used to always be not discard. Like that used to be a guarantee, and they've been discard for the last couple of years. Chance they could continue to be up, so that's always something to look out for. But I think that, yeah, once you get post rivals rewards here coming up in a couple days, I think fodder is going to be looking pretty good, especially with a Centurion's Icon SBC on the way. I'd be very down for that. We'll talk more about that when we get there. And okay, let's read your comments now. We got Dude 101 OMG saying Zwei had the same thing with a trade offer player. He restarted the game and it fixed, so maybe a visual bug. And yeah, I think we kind of assumed it was a visual bug, but how is that even inputted into the game is kind of the weird part. Why is there even a trade offer input to have been possibly selected at that point where it says bot 4? That's kind of where the mystery was to me, but it's still definitely very odd, you know? And FC Benson, I'm starting to say for team of the year, pack weight is terrible, can't pack anyone. I'm hoping to get a team of the year, or a couple team of the years, sorry, hoping for at least 1,000 packs. And listen, you can do whatever you want to, I started saving last year, I think post Black Friday, for my, you know, 1,500 packs, whatever the hell I had last year for last year's stream, which I will be doing again this year, by the way. I want to kind of make it an annual thing. But I would not save packs for team of the year expecting to pack one. Honestly, I would not, because Matt Futt Trading, if you guys don't know him on Twitter, he used to be kind of like the original sort of saving packs for team of the year guy. He'd save beginning in the second week of the game, third week of the game, he'd start saving packs for team of the year. He'd end up with 3,000, something like that, usually 3,000-4,000 packs, which is absurd. He'd have to open and stream basically 12 hours a day to even attempt to get through all of them, plus the upgrades he was going to open post opening the packs, right? Last year, I believe he had 3,000+ again and got Mary Earp's team of the year goalkeeper twice. twice and that was it. So he basically got so discouraged. He's like, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not saving packs all year to get nothing. Luckily, last year, I ended up packing KDB from mine. So I saved up 1,000 plus and got KDB, which was very nice. But it's sad to say that hoping for at least 1,000 packs, you might need more than that to like guarantee yourself a team of the year pull. There is no actually real amount to guarantee a team of the year pull, which is just sad. And I understand you want team of the year pack weight to be low and not that high and be one of the more exclusive cards over the course of the year, but man, it does suck. And Dock and Rumps is one of the most annoying glitches that keeps happening to me is R2 will bring up the social menu even in matches. I was hoping that they would have fixed that for this update. I didn't see anything with that. So just another annoying bug, but yeah, that's been happening to me and happening to a lot of people out there, I think. And Zebra Force Kids is the trade offers glitch, I think is a legacy code malfunction. The code base from FIFA 13 is still being used in FC 25, and that's true. We are still using code that has been around for a while. There's actually, I could try and find it. There was a tweet from a developer that was a Madden developer that said the kicking animation in Madden was the same one that they created when he was at the studio in 2004. And they finally used a new one this Madden year after 20 years. It was the first time they changed the kicking animation. So if something could be used from 2004, that's on a next-gen console like PS5, which isn't even next-gen anymore, but you know what I mean, then a code from FIFA 13 definitely could still be in the game in more places than we would like to even imagine. Okay, let's open this hero pack here and see if we can get anything that is, I mean, half decent. That would be nice, and let's see. We are going to get ourselves a striker. That's English. Is that Peter Crouch? If so, I'm turning my console off. I think it has to be, right? All right, have a good day. I love you all. Peace.